The Sefer Halekach v'Halibuv, which is a series of Sfarim written by Rabbi Avram Shor, follows very much in the derech of his Heilige Father, Rabbi Gedalia Shor, in that he combines Nigla and Nistar and tremendous Bekius and Amkus, both in learning and in Agadata, in Svara and in Hashkafa. So he has a tremendously interesting take on Purim, which would not come to mind ordinarily, in a specific midah, which we don't really associate with Purim. And that is something very interesting to see how he develops it, and he brings Eisen Arias, and I'll do it with you now. He says, if you take the word Purim, and I did all the math on this already, so you can take my word for it, but you can check on your own. The word Purim is in Gematria, Aaron HaKohen. Aaron HaKohen is the same Gematria as Purim. So what does that mean? So he brings down from Pasuk and Shmois, V'racha v'samach b'libo. What is Aaron's midah? We all know, Ohev Shalom, V'rodev Shalom, but a different midah. He was not a one-dimensional man. Ohev Shalom, V'rodev Shalom, but the Torah says on Aaron HaKohen that he was absolutely spot-free, clear, crystal clear free from the midah of kinna. He did not have any kinna at all. Not only externally for show, but even in his whole Havaya, his whole midos, his whole being, his whole existence. That even within the innermost recesses of his heart, there was not one drop of kinna. So therefore, when he said, when the Torah was made on him, that when you will see you and your brother Aaron will see you, he'll be happy. It means 100% happy. There's not one little bit of jealousy in there at all. This is so unusual. So we're so unused to having such an idea that is beyond our ability to even comprehend what a person like that is like. Now, the avoda of Purim is exactly our job. We have a job on Purim to follow in this midah of Aaron HaKohen. That's what this gematria is telling you, that we should also develop the ability to try to free ourselves of kinna. Okay? And that's the only way, he says. He says, ha'ofen ha'yechidi, that you can come to simcha amitas, to true simcha. True simcha, to be totally happy, to be totally joyous, is equivalent with absolute lack of kinna, of jealousy. As the Torah says, v'somach b'libo, that the real simcha comes from lack of kinna. And therefore we know that Simchas Purim, which we always wish each other, is through the midah of getting rid of kinna. There's a sefer called Imre Chaim on Chodesh Adar, when the Rebbe Rav Chaim Meir from Pinchov, Chus Yogen Aleinu, gets into this kesher of the avodah of Adar in general, and specifically in Purim Bifrat. We know that Mishnichnas Adar Marbe B'Simcha. So this exact midah of Simcha, tying in to the midah of lack of jealousy by Aaron, V'ra v'samach libai, is brought down in Sfarim, which he is quoting here. We have to learn from this. We have to work on it. We have to know that Simcha is totally in getting rid of kinna. In that same sefer of Imre Chaim, and the Rav from Pinchov, Imre Chaim, that's called it. Okay, he says a very, very special thing. Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing. We know there's a specific rule that anytime the Torah uses a word for the first time, that is the paradigm of that word everywhere else for the whole rest of history, of our entire existence. Where's the first time that the Torah uses the word simcha? Here, by Aaron HaKohen. If you go back and look, you'll see. He says, Aaron HaKohen was doing this, there was no simcha until this lashon of simcha. Aaron HaKohen took away from the sadness and the disgrace of the Chet of the Nachash. Okay? So therefore, what was the item that Aaron wore on his chest? The Choshen. Same letters as Nachash. Okay? Okay, that's what he says. I'm only reading what he says. And therefore he's able to wear the Nachash, the Choshen, which are the oisias of Nachash, to tell you that that was the tikkun for the pagam of the Nachash. And if you do the gematria of those words, which I did, comes out to the word Yismach. He will be happy. Okay? The Nachash was kinna, as Chazal say, that the Nachash was having kina from Adam and Chava. The tikkun, the correction, the ability to erase the averus that the Nachash caused is through the getting rid of kina. Therefore, it's our job to take away this midah and bring true simcha to the world. Okay? We know in many of the Sfarim, and also in the Zohar, that Purim is from the word of Kippurim, that Yom Kippur and Purim are very closely connected. Okay? What, and the Alshich brings down by Yom Kippur, that, and from the Perak Rabbi Lezer, Uma Tova Yesh Lecha Ba'aretz. Okay? What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu say to the Malachim? I have a wonderful nation down there in Olam Hazeh. They don't eat. Elam Achila. V'lo Shesiya. They don't drink. Kamalachei Hashores. By the Malachei Hashores. And Elam Loi Kina, V'lo Sina, V'lo Tachrus, B'Malachei Hashores. Now, it turns out that they're greater than Malachei Hashores. Klal Yisrael is higher on Yom Kippur than Malachei Hashores, because the Malachim have no Kina and Sina, but they're up in Shemem. They have no Yetzer Hara. And we, on that day, are able to be goiver and improve ourselves even higher than the Malachim, and that is our job on Purim as well. If we take away Sina and Kina, and we are able to take Purim and elevate it to the level of true Simcha, then we are exactly equivalent to the same midos we're able to acquire in Yom Kippur, which is a day that we spend all of our time in Ruchnis and not in Gashmias, and there's no Kina and there's no Sina, and we're like the Malachei Hashores that don't have that midah at all. We see tremendous benefit from learning about what the real atzmi is, what the real benefit, what the real reality of Purim is. Purim is in the ability to raise ourselves, to use all of that we have, which is in Gashmias, and utilize that for Ruknias. In that schus, maybe be zoichet to a real Simchas Purim, and Simcha for the whole year round, Simcha from our families, and from true Yeshuas and Nechamos, and B'yes Goel Tzedek, B'meherav Yameinu, Amen.